Hello, good morning, dear children. See, this is the last video of the chapter 6, The Making of a Scientist. I am going to detail page number 37. See, children, in the previous video, you came to know that Albright discovered the theory about cell life. Albright got the idea for his new theory about a cell life. He found out that the cell can read the blueprint of its DNA. So, DNA is the substance in the nucleus of a cell that controls heredity. This DNA is the blueprint of life. Now we are moving on to page number 37. Let's see, you can see at the top. Then Albright and his roommate. Who was his roommate? And you already know the meaning of roommate, a person occupying the same room as another. So Albright and his roommate, college roommate James R. Wong, made drawings and plastic models for the theory which showed how it was possible, and later wrote a paper which explained the process. You can see here it is given plastic models of what? Plastic models of molecules. What do you mean by molecules, children? Simplest structural unit of an element or compound. So they also made drawings and plastic models of molecules. Why? What for? For the theory which showed how it was possible, and later wrote a paper which explained the process. It did not surprise the people who knew him that he graduated from Harvard with highest honors and stood second in his class among 1510 students. How brilliant he was! How brilliant he had stood. Though he got the highest honors and also stood second. He then became a graduate student researcher at the Harvard University, one of the famous universities, and also started doing practical experiments to test his theory. He started doing so many practical experiments. He wanted to test his theory. It was expected that if the theory proved to be correct, then it would be a big step towards understanding the complex system of life, and also would lead to new ideas for preventing certain types of cancer and other disease. So this showed how his research on the monarch pupa, you know, the earliest stage of a butterfly. So this showed how his research on the monarch pupa led him to a theory about cell life. For that, children, you can come to the next paragraph. He had been keen in science. Keen means deep involvement, great involvement. So he had been keen in science ever since he started collecting butterflies. But this did not keep him away from his other interests in life. Now see, children, apart from collecting butterflies, he has other interest also. And let's see what were the other interests. It is given in this paragraph. What were the other interests, children? He was a champion debater. What do you mean by debater, children? A person who argues about a subject. Okay, he's a debater, doing debating for or against, arguing about a subject. So he was a champion debater. Next, a great public speaker. He had the skill, he has the art of speaking, art of eloquence. So he was a good speaker and a good boat racer. A good boat racer. For that the word is given canoeist. Means he was a good sailor. S-A-I-L-O-R. He was a canoeist. Canoe means small boat. He was also an all-round outdoor sports person along with being an expert photographer too. So children, this paragraph gives us the idea about Albright that apart from collecting butterflies, though he has keen involvement in science, but he had other interests. What were all those interests? He was a champion debater, a great public speaker, a good boat racer. He had all-round outdoor sport, and he was also an expert photographer too. Coming to the next paragraph, he was great at capturing nature. In the same paragraph, you can see he was good and great at capturing nature and scientific subjects. Scientific exhibits. Exhibits means scientific displays. One who displays about the things. Next paragraph. As he was a great student and always used to score good, he used to focus his extra energy on debating and model United Nations clubs also. So though he was a good student, but he gave more and more focus on his extra energy on debating, arguing on subjects and model United Nations club. He also used to admire his social science teacher, his social studies teacher. Who was his social studies teacher, children? So why Albright admired his social studies teacher? Because he was an advisor to both clubs. Okay. He used to admire, appreciate, praise. He used to admire, appreciate his social studies teacher because he was an advisor to both clubs. Who was his social science teacher? Mr. Richard A. Wehrer. You can see Mr. Richard A. Wehrer. So Mr. Richard A. Wehrer was the social studies teacher, and Albright thought that his teacher was the right person, was the right man, as he was the one who used to open his mind to new ideas. So see children, Albright has admired his social studies teacher. Next, his teacher was too impressed with the fact that how Albright would give an extra 3 to 4 hours of effort at night for the debate research apart from the time that he used to give to his butterfly research and his other interest too. So you can see how his teacher was impressed with Albright, because Albright always gave extra 3-4 hours for his own effort at night, sometimes for debating for the research, and also he used to give time to his butterfly research and other interest which Albright has. He added that he was competitive but not in a bad sense. Remember children, to have a competitive nature is good, but it must be in a good sense, not in a bad sense. Some people have a competitive spirit to dominate others, to show inferiority, develop inferiority complex. You try to dominate others, you try to low down some other people, and you regain supremacy, and that is very bad. You must have competitive only in a good sense. So Albright also had a competitive attitude, a competitive spirit, but that was not in a bad sense, because he did not win to get prizes or for the sake of winning, but because he wanted to be the best at whatever he did. See children, a good lesson we are getting from Albright, because he had a competitive spirit, and that was not in a bad sense, and he did not want to win even any medals, prizes, and not for the sake of winning also, but he wanted to do the best and the best from his side. So that is good. You must also have a competitive spirit, but you have to do the best from your side, whatever you can do it. So he also wanted to do the best. This is what makes a good scientist, and this is a good quality of a scientist which he had. He needs a first rated mind along with curiosity and an added will to win for the right reasons. So children, what are the main three qualities to become a good scientist? Because the title is also that, the making of a scientist, and the question is, what are the three qualities to become a scientist? The three qualities are: first rated mind, then second is curiosity, and third is will. You must have a great will to win for the right reason. What do you mean by first rated mind, children? The test of a first rate intelligence is the ability to hold two opposed ideas in mind at the same time and still keep the ability to function. So first you have to rate your mind, and you can rate the mind that you will have the ability to hold two ideas. That two ideas may be, one may be positive, one may be negative. The ideas comes in our mind whenever we do anything. First we think that what will be its merit and demerit, and it comes in the mind at the same time, and then we still retain that ability to come in function. So according to this chapter, what we have studied it, the writer says that the main three qualities, according to the chapter which we have read, there are three qualities of person that needs to have to become a scientist. And firstly, I have told it, first rated mind, secondly curiosity, and thirdly the will to win for the right reason. Since the time Richard's mother got him the book about migration of monarchs, butterflies, his curiosity towards science has just grown. And how the curiosity of Albright has grown up? It grew when his mother gave the children's book, The Travels of Monarch. That book developed his curiosity towards science. So, dear children, remember these three qualities. Now the chapter is over, children. What is the main message we get from this chapter to all of us? The main message is that, first, number one, to encourage the learners for their inclination, for their interest towards beginning with small discoveries and inculcate the habits thereof. So first of all, here also, right from kindergarten, Albright started with collecting butterflies, and gradually he discovered the theory about cell life. So we must begin, all the learners must begin with a small discovery. Number two, to make them learn about Richard Albright and his journey to become scientist. And second lesson we are getting, we must come to know about Richard, how Richard became a great scientist. So for that we must know his journey to become a scientist. Third is to understand what is biography and the biographical element of Richard Albright through this lesson. Next is role play of variety of people in Albright's life. and so many people have played vital role in Abrahit's life also. So, dear children, the chapter is over now. That's all. Thank you all. Bye.